Now you've got the seam out front, your back is nice and flat. You can pull this up to make sure the baby's going in the right spot. And that's the basics for getting it all started. Now what we're going to work with now is the tummy to tummy carry, where baby's going to be in the carrier just like this. Just like how you would hold baby if you were in a rocking chair. Daddies often will hold baby just like this, but the legs should be frog-legged inside the carrier. You're just letting the carrier do the work for you instead of your arms. So our arms can only take so much after all. So you get baby up high on your shoulder, just like you're burping them. And for a small baby, you're going to want the legs to be inside the carrier. So you put the legs straight down in there, and you bounce. And baby's butt will go down in there, and the legs naturally do the frog legging. Now if they don't, you can always reach in and fix whatever's feeling a little funny. But baby's arms will often tuck down in. You can tuck that around. If baby wants arm out, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. As long as the carrier is up high around baby's back, and if baby needs head support, just pop this part of the shoulder around baby's head. You don't want baby facing in there. But this is a properly fitted carrier. The carrier is up high. The baby's butt is right around my navel level. Some people prefer a little looser, a little tighter. Just depends. If you're uncomfortable, get in touch with us and we'll see what we can do to help you there. But baby's nice and tight. When I bend down, baby stays hugged next to me. The carrier's holding baby's head, so baby's head isn't going to go anywhere. So this is how it should look when you've got baby in a tummy to tummy carry. Now some babies don't want their head to be covered and they're fine just like this, and they want that around their head. So just watch if they're still got the little floppy head going on. Just make sure that their head isn't flopping all over the place. Now a lot of people have trouble at first with getting baby out of the carrier because it is fitted and there's nothing to loosen at this point. So what I found is the easiest to do is to lift baby up by the butt, and with them facing your chest, if you lift them up and you lean back and let baby's weight rest on you, that gives a lot more leeway here. You get a lot more slack from the carrier. Get my hands up underneath baby's armpits and use my fingers to catch baby's head, and my arms catch baby's body when he pops out. So that's the basics as far as the tummy to tummy goes for a little tiny baby. And we'll show with the bigger one in a little bit here. Now this is a weighted demo doll, by the way. He's got the weighted head, he's got the floppy limbs, and he's weighted just like a real baby. He stands up to manhandling for over 2 hours like I do every week for my classes. A lot better than a real baby would. And he's also a great teaching tool, so for the parents that are timid when they're first starting, they can play with him and they know if they drop him, it's not a big deal. So he's a great little guy to have around. And I have a bigger one that's over there as well that's about an 18-month size. So that was tummy to tummy, and now we'll move on to the cradle carry, where baby is going to be just like this, but inside the carrier, once again, letting the carrier do the work for you. Baby should be kind of sitting up and leaning back, not laying way down like this. You want baby to be up and close to the air, so that's very important. Now, once again, you want to check and make sure that you've got your inner rail here up high on you so you can see it. Then take baby, just like you have them, and lift up high onto the other side of your chest from where the shoulder is. I'm leaning back so baby's weight is on my chest, and I've got my neck around baby's head here. And get baby's butt sitting on this, and get this part just around baby's butt. Grab the rail there, and I bounce down in. I like to reach in and make sure that this inner rail is still where it belongs, just to make sure that baby's in the right spot. But baby is sitting up and leaning back, much different than that other one was with the sizing difference. This one, baby's sitting up and is very, very close to the edge here. And this padding is holding this open so that's not going to fall over on his face. But you want baby to not be scrunched. You always want to be able to fit a knuckle's worth of space in between baby's chin and the chest. If baby is chin to chest, if you put your chin to your chest and try to breathe, it's very, very difficult. So you want baby's chin to be at least up a little bit. If you're finding you're having trouble putting baby in there, I've heard some people have put a receiving blanket or something in the back here behind baby's back to allow the head to lean back just a little bit more. It just positions them a slightly different way. Now that's really only very important for babies either with low tone or that have that are very small. If they're under about 8 pounds, that tends to be more of an issue. Once they get past about the 8-pound mark, they seem to be able to hold their head up a little bit better on their own, even if they're not doing it all the time. They still have some tone and can kind of move themselves when they want to. So you've got the baby just like this, and once again to get out, you want to lift baby up. That creates the slack here. Lift underneath the arms and pop baby out. So that is your basic cradle carry. Now there's a nice way to do that as they get a little bit bigger if they don't want to be laying back down and they want to see a little bit more. Some people find that it's as early as a month and a half, 2 months. Some people don't find that it's necessary until they're closer to 4 months or so. But you can do that same basic cradle carry where you start off exactly the same way, up on your chest, leaning back, making sure baby's weight is being supported. Get baby's butt down in there and bounce straight down in, but you let baby sit up. You don't lean them back in there and tuck this around their head. You can let them sit up and look around and do what they want to do, and very, very comfortable for mom. I find that this is more comfortable for me than the traditional kangaroo carry where baby's facing straight out, simply because baby always seemed to be a little bit lopsided. This way baby's leaning against me and leaning back towards the shoulder that's already got some support going on. So it's a lot more comfortable for me to do it that way. And I could actually do this same carry until my son was about 10 months old. His feet kind of stuck out over here and looked a little funny, but he was comfortable, I was comfortable, it worked real well. And when he fell asleep, nice thing with this one is you can just pop them back in there, and when they wake up, just lift a little bit and pull that down and around, and they can sit up and look around again. So if you're not sure if baby's going to need to take a nap while you're running errands, it's a great way to hold the carrier, hold the baby, and get everything done that you need to have done, and don't have to move baby to get them to sleep. And once again, to get out, just lift out this way, and I catch with the hand that I'm not lifting with, and then I switch and get both hands around. So that's the basic idea there for the side kangaroo. Now, just because the kangaroo itself didn't necessarily work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. You can try it for yourself, see if you like it. My son didn't like it also because he was shy and he wanted to be able to turn away from somebody if he didn't know them or didn't want to talk to them. So facing out like this, he had nowhere to turn. He didn't like that at all, and he didn't like his feet like this being squished up next to his body. He really disliked that. So because of those reasons, that's why I didn't do this one myself very often. But if you have an outgoing little baby who really just loves talking to people she doesn't know, you can always do this, and who knows, maybe your baby will love it. So you just bounce straight down in there with them. You've got the little Indian leg crossing going on there. You can have both arms in, both arms out. I find it feels a little bit more comfortable if you've got one arm in here. But if baby wants both arms out, that's certainly possible. But this is where I'm talking with the leaning. Baby kind of leans off this and you start feeling a little bit lopsided. So for the lopsided factor, if you can get baby's arm inside over here, that'll feel a little bit better for you. But if they're fighting you, well, there's no real reason that you can't do that. You just may feel a little bit funny. In any case, once again to get out, just lift from the bottom and grab underneath baby's arms and pop them out. Now you don't want to do anything where they're facing straight out until baby has some decent head support. So you want to wait for that baby to be able to hold up head for quite a while. Now the sitting up and leaning back one, the side kangaroo, because they're leaning back, you can have the carrier back around just the very back of baby's head, or have baby leaning back against the shoulder. So it's a little bit better for that halfway in between stage where they need the support and aren't quite ready yet, but still want to be able to see. So that's the basic idea for the pouch for everything out front. So time to put this little demo guy away.